What's going on, everyone? And if you guys were able to watch my June haul that I posted last week, you guys know all the cool stuff that I was able to get. And one of them was the last one that I actually opened, and that one was a Rengoku from Bellfine. Well, that one I was really wanted to open up because not a lot of people have gotten it, and I don't know if a lot of people will, since it was pretty expensive, and I know there's been a lot of questions on like his face, but I still think his face looks good. And probably not as best as some other ones, but it still looks really good, and I just really love the effects. So I really wanted to get it. Thankfully, I was able to save up all my Ami points to be able to pretty much pay for all of my shipping. So I was able to get it all paid for. Just the figure itself is what I needed to pay for. So it was relatively cheap, at least compared to if you bought it from Crunchyroll or Ami either one. So I'm really excited to open him up because I think this one has the most dynamic background that I've seen, and that is why I really wanted to open him first. So I do have one Rengoku, so I'm excited to put the other one next to him. Or you know what, I'm thinking about just maybe putting like one right here. If it fits, it should fit. It's a 1/8 scale, but I should probably put it somewhere in this D top just so like nothing happens to it. So I really am excited to open this one up, so I do want to get started.
This is just like a resin statue, so right here it has the instructions, basically how they're going to put it. So there's not a lot, but there's a lot of different flames, so that might be a little bit difficult. But yeah, this one's cool. So this first part is actually the flames, so there's not a lot, so this tells me that it's probably going to be used a little afterwards, like the second part, so not a lot of stuff here. And then here is the second one, where it's probably going to be the most, and it's going to be probably around the base and everything like that. So there's a lot of cool stuff to it and a lot of flames that you're going to have to put together. This is just the base and Rengoku with his sword. So not a lot of stuff, but yeah, as you guys can see, here's the last one is going to be all three of them, all three of it left. Starting off with the base here, as you guys can see, it's really cool. It's really neat. There's a lot of little holes here that you're going to be able to put the flames in there. So they already have a flame right there, which is pretty cool. One less thing that I have to put together. But yeah, a lot of stuff. I love that it has the yellow and the orange right there. So this one looks an amazing base. So here you go. We're just going to put it right there. So we're just getting started. There's a lot of stuff that we have to put together. And then the first thing is going to be a flame. As I mean, that's pretty much the whole base, but yeah, a lot of it is pretty much the same, just the orange, the yellow, and then some rocks. So it makes the flames look a lot cooler, especially when you see them put together. But there's not a lot of stuff. So the first one, so honestly, these took me a little bit longer to put together. It seemed like they didn't stick together, as you guys can see. You do have to move them and just be able to get the right angle, but it's gonna take a while. But don't be afraid that it's gonna fall. But here's the next one. Here's another one. Like I said, it's just a lot of it's gonna be flames, and then there's the rocks next to it. But a lot of stuff isn't different, just different shapes. So the color and everything will be the same, which is pretty cool. But not a lot of different stuff that you guys are gonna see. So again, just putting it here on there, as you guys can see, there's stuff like it takes a little bit to get to be down, but once you get to it, so yeah, it's just, to me, it doesn't feel smooth to go in there, but once you get it in there, it actually feels pretty good. So don't worry about it not sticking right away. And then here's this next one. Honestly, I'm looking at the instructions, but it doesn't really tell me. It's really hard to figure out, so I'm honestly just winging it and putting stuff next to each other. So yeah, that didn't fit. Like I said, it's going to be very difficult, so but don't be afraid to just start moving, putting stuff around, because that's what I'm doing. It's just the instructions are hard to tell at least which flame goes where or when they go. So yeah, as you guys can see, it's pretty hard to put together. And then this one right here is actually pretty cool. So you can actually move this a lot. So there's like two separated ones, as you guys can see. But yeah, this one actually is probably my favorite one because it looks a lot more different than the rest of them. The other rest of them are just pretty simple. So there's that one, and it goes right next to it. So it actually did take me a while to put that in there because you have to squeeze it and kind of trying to find different places. So, but I did forget about this rock. There's rock here that goes right back there. I did forget to tell you guys that you actually are putting the back first before you put up the front. So what we're looking at is actually the back. So we're going to put this rock right here. You do have to squeeze it a little bit more, but it still is going to fit in right here. Like I said, you can't be afraid to squeeze and like push in very hard. So this next one right here is actually also another cool one. Like I said, that you can also move it too, as you guys can see. So that one's key because you're gonna have to be moving a lot of this stuff and not be afraid to break it. So as you guys can see, you're gonna be able to put it on this left side, and there's places for you to put the one in the hole and then the one on top of it. So it was a lot easier, but it was pretty hard for me to put on it. Like I said, it took me a lot. But this one right here is actually the hardest one because there's like 4 holes that you have to put him into, and then one that you just lays on there. So if this one's harder for you guys, trust me, it was hard for me. But I do want to show you guys that it was a difficult, but we're gonna be able to put it. So as you guys can see, I tried to put this on there. I honestly had no idea. There's like holes to the right on one of the flames, and then there's holes on the top of the very back flame. So I'm trying to put it together just to let you guys know it's not gonna be very easy to put together. When I was doing it, it was very difficult to where I didn't know where to put them, and I was scared to bend them. But like I said, you can't be scared, you just have to do it. So I'm actually going to do it by myself, and then I'll show you guys how it looks. So that's how you go. So as you guys can see, you're able to put it on there. There's, like I said, you just have to move it. I had to do it by myself, but I had to take that part out to make it a lot easier. It was one of the like third ones that I put. So there's stuff right there that you can put a hole in, and then this top one, I did that first because it made it just easier to sink down. So I would definitely start from the top first and then go to the right side and then be able to put it on the left side, and then you can put that on there. That was my problem. So just so you guys know, you guys can move stuff out, and if you guys think it's going to be wrong, but you just have to mess with it and just be able to do it. So but I wanted to do that off camera to show you guys that it's not going to be very easy, or just talk about it, but it did take me a while. So yep, there you go. There's a lot of cool stuff. It does look pretty sweet, and something that I really do like so far. But that's what I'm trying to figure out, that how to put the rest of this stuff on. So I actually have this right here. What I was looking at was it was so hurt that I found out that it like fell and it broke. But the good thing is that we have super glue. So I'm actually going to put it together to see if I can make it work. But yeah, it was unfortunate. So as you guys can see, it's a little blurry, but there is a little line that you can tell that it's super glue, but it's in the back, so I think it will be okay. So it's gonna be all right. Like I said, it hurt me when I saw that piece fall, but like I said, I did the best I could with the super glue. Like I said, you can tell a little bit with the line up top, but I don't think you'll be able to see that much in the back. So you'll be able just to put it on there. It's pretty easy to put on, probably one of the easier ones to put on. So, but see, as you guys can see from far away, you can't really tell about the broken piece. So I think it'll be okay as long as I just don't think about it or pay attention. So thankful for super glue out there. But actually, I just realized when I was looking at the instructions, I did forget to put Rengoku on there. So I will actually be taking this out because you actually have to put Rengoku in first. So I will be taking this out and putting it back in. But that's where the instructions was a little off, but I'm okay. So here's Rengoku. The face actually looks pretty good. I think the bad thing that happens is the teeth. The teeth is what I think makes it look a little bit worse. But everything else looks great. I love how brown his outfit is, and then just with the red, white flames, it does look great. And then it's just how he's like, it feels like he's attacking, how like his everything is just flowing in the back. So there's that sign right there. I really don't know what that is, what it says. Hopefully one of you guys do know, but a lot of cool stuff for Rengoku. So I'm actually going to show you guys my struggle that I actually had for Rengoku. So I'm trying to figure out how to put it in there with the flames, because when you try to put it on there, it doesn't fit. So as you guys can see on how I try to put it in, I was trying to see is like, should it go in the front or the back? So I tried to first put it that way, and then in like with his like everything else got stuck, and I was like, okay, that's not how this works. So I was like, okay, I'm still trying, but yeah, it did not work. So I just trying to think of a different way. So if it didn't go front forward, let's see if it goes, if you have to put it from the front, and again that is just blocking it, so it's not going through. So yeah, I've so far not good. So this is where the tough part is. It really doesn't show you in the instructions how to put them on, and that's where I always get hung up on. So now this one actually right here actually works. It just takes a little bit longer. You do have to move the flames a little bit. I'm reading the instructions, and like I said, it doesn't help. So, but if you go from the feet first and then try to move the flames at least a little bit, so the holes that you're going to put the pegs in there are right there. They make it easier. But yeah, it's taking me a little bit. It's like I said, you have to move the flames a little bit. I recommend doing it this way. I mean, at least that's what works for me. So, but just if you're able to do it a better way, all power to you. You guys are definitely a lot better than I am. But I finally was able to get it in there. I do have to squeeze the feet in a little bit with the pegs, but after a while I finally was able to get it in there, which is awesome. I was a little nervous because I didn't think I was going to be able to do it. I thought I was going to break. So it was pretty simple. And then now we're putting the back or the flames on the back to be able to make it look a lot better. So there you go. Pretty simple. And then there's actually like 2 more left. So this one, like I said, is another simple one. There's just a hole right there. I'm just trying to, see it's back there. Pretty simple. And then actually just try to find the right way to do it. So there you go. And then there's this last one. You have to have the peg in the back left, and then that showing on the right, because that's where you're going to put it inside right here. And it actually did take me a while to find it, because like I said, the instructions are pretty rough for me. But yeah, you just have to squeeze it in a little bit. And there you go. So that is everything. And then his sword, I'm sorry for the blurriness. I couldn't get it to focus as much, but the sword is pretty cool. But I don't think it's his best sword. I think there's other figures that have a better sword. But here you go. Just put it in there. You do have to squeeze in a little bit. I was a little afraid about the fire, but so far so good. And then there you go. That's how he looks. And I honestly love the effects that he has and everything about it. So like I said, the face could be a lot better, but still overall I think the flames make up for it. And as you guys can see, just amazingness. I love most of it right there.
Well guys, that was really hard to put together. Honestly, a lot more surprisingly hard than I thought, but it did. Finally, I was able to put everything together. So I'm hoping you guys can see how I put this together, but this honestly looks amazing. If you guys were worried about the face, or I mean just anything overall, honestly, I wouldn't put much thought into it. It really is an amazing figure. Rengoku just looks great. I am super happy about this. So you guys can see they had a lot of cool stuff.
Especially like right here in his legs right here. I love the socks that are showing. I think they're his socks, but the red right there. And then match what he's wearing in the back right there. The red, yellow, and white. But like I said, his face could be a lot better. But I still enjoy it. It doesn't affect me that much to how it looks. But, and then as you guys can see, this was actually a cool shot that I liked. So there's like, I feel like in between each flame, you guys can see a shot of him. And it gives you a different angle with the flame. So right here is where he's about to attack. And that's where the most of the flames are. and that, I think that's pretty cool. And then it kind of just goes away in the back, so most of his attack is in the front, which is awesome. So like I said, every time you go in between the flames, you guys are seeing a different side of Rengoku. So this is awesome. I love how it just flows between them. So this middle flame right here is going in between his swords. So, and then just back here, there's not a lot of flames, but that's okay. I love it that it's just in the front. So it does make it look a lot better. I think that like he's not engulfed in flames, but just the front half is, and then in the back it shows that he can like control it, to me. And it has definitely the benefits of just being able to have the flames around him, because I mean, he is a fire Hashira and it looks pretty cool. So I enjoy it very much, and it just looks so cool having all the flames around him. To me personally, it looks pretty cool.
And a lot of this stuff really does have a lot of cool effects to it, and that's why I really wanted to get this. I think this was probably the better one of Rengoku, and it's, I mean, like I said, just especially because of this effects. I know a lot of them have probably the better face, maybe a better looking sword, but the figure itself doesn't look bad to me, and just with the effects, it just puts it over the top. So I mean, I'll definitely give this an 8.5 out of 10 of just how amazing this looks. So a lot of this stuff, I mean, I think it's worth it. Maybe not the price tag, especially if you guys are buying this from Crunchyroll, because I think that's like $500. I mean, I got this for definitely way like over half of that. So it's just depending on how much you guys love Rengoku and want to have a lot of his figures. But this was amazing. I just love, like I said, everything about this, that all this different color, the orange, and then at least a little bit of red. It's mostly orange and yellow, but there is a little bit of red, at least in the background, that just goes well with what Rengoku's wearing. So if you guys have the chance to get this looks great, especially like this circle
around him. And as you guys can see, it's just basically a big circle with some flames around him. And I love that it has mostly yellow, because you don't see a lot of yellow flames. It's mostly red or orange, but there's a mixture of orange in there. I love this, and it doesn't go away from the figure itself, but it just shows you that they're able to do the flames around it. So it has a lot of cool texture, actually, surprisingly, and then just a lot of cool designs with him.
Again, like I said, this was such an amazing one. I actually do want to show you guys where I'm going to put this. It's going to be in this DTOF right here, and you guys will actually be able to see the first one that I put in there. I do want to just put them in there. I thought I wanted to put a video together and show you guys what is going where, but I just decided, you know what, I think I'll just leave that for the collection video that I'm going to do eventually here pretty soon, because I've gotten so many things, and I think that's where it's going to be able to put together. So I do want to give you guys kind of a preview of where this is going. So let me go put this in, and you guys can see how it looks.
If you guys had any doubts how it would fit in a DTOF, so it still has a lot of space up front, then you can actually move it a little bit to the left or to the right. Like the front still has space, so it does look pretty cool, and I'm glad that I can actually fit, because I didn't know where I was going to put it. So like I said, it has a lot of room. If you guys want to, I don't think you can put another figure in there, which I don't know if you really wanted to, but here's from the side. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, it will fit perfectly just fine. It has room from the top and the side. So you guys shouldn't have a problem putting in a DTOF and be pretty good by itself.
So I hope you guys enjoyed that unboxing. I really did. Like I said, it took a little bit longer, but it was still awesome. And I hope you guys enjoyed that little preview of where it was going. And then you guys will be able to see where everything else goes eventually in my shelf or my DTOF. And right now, it doesn't have any lights. I've seen you guys put lights on there, and I'm baffled on how good it looks. So I'm trying to make it look pretty well, so it might take me a while, but I will get it done, and I will be able to put it all together. So I hope you guys enjoyed the boxing, because it was an amazing figure, and I hope you guys are able to get it if you guys are Rengoku fans, or if you just think this is a really good piece. But I recommend you guys getting it. It was worth it, I think. And hopefully just nothing comes in broken, because that little one piece kind of did hurt me a little bit, but thank God for super glue and that they're able to put it together. So thank you guys for watching, and until next time.